All right, let's make a Kraken before they concede. Activate ability, swing in here. All right, you don't get to swing in, but we did create a Kraken. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and the fun thing we're trying to do today is we're playing Ominous Riel. So Ominous Riel, basically Ominous Seas 2 mana enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, put a 4 shadow counter onto Ominous Seas. 4 shadow counter, awesome. Remove 8 4 shadow counters, and then Ominous Seas creates an 8/8 blue Kraken token. Isn't that just so cool? So basically what we want to do is we'd like to get like at least one of these, couple of these down on the battlefield, and then just start casting a bunch of things that draws cards. And if we have Riel and are discarding things like our Cathartic Reunion, which discards 2 cards, and then we get to draw 3 cards. And so with Riel out on the battlefield, when you discard 1 or more cards the first time each turn, we'll discard 2 with Cathartic Reunion, and then we'll draw 2 cards, draw 3 more cards. So that's 5 cards right there just with that combo alone. And so then if we have 1 or 2 Ominous Seas out, we're basically creating Krakens just about every other turn, every 3 turns type of thing. But an 8/8 every 3 turns is really, really powerful. That's not a bad thing to do, as well as just the draw card at the beginning of each turn. Like we do get that as well. Emisizzle, same type of thing. We get to draw so many cards as we're casting so many different spells. And then because we're casting so many spells, I decided to go ahead and run our Arclight Phoenix and our Dorat the Perfect. And so with this deck, I've really been liking it quite a bit. Because we are still on the Arclight Phoenix plan and everything like that, going down to 2 copies of Riel was what it felt like it needed to be. It just was the card that still wasn't quite feeling right, which was kind of annoying because I made 2 I used 2 wild cards on her just to make this deck, and then I tested it out and realized, okay, we can't really do that. We do have the Mythos of Aluna, which is really nice to help us copy either Ominous Seas, maybe the occasional Shark Typhoon that comes out in the battlefield, or an Arclight Phoenix and win the game type of thing. So there's a few fun things we can do with Mythos of Aluna. I am kind of splashing the Triome here just in case we want to be able to copy the Ominous Seas, and it's just another way that we can hit. It's another dual color land that helps us get to Emisizzle basically. And with this deck, because we have so many cheaper spells, it's feeling like we could have a few more tap lands in it, and so I'm testing that out this time around. And as far as the removal spells go, because removal is really important in the format right now. Scorching Dragonfire, so good against so many decks here. Unsummon, so good against Mutate, and Fire Prophecy, good because we can actually draw cards as we're doing it. And then Shock, just because it's a cheaper spell that it can help us get to Arclight Phoenix. I was having a hard time knowing the numbers on each of those, and so I've kind of settled with 2 of each because there's so many different situations, especially in Best of 1, where you're going to want each one of them. And with all of our card draw, hopefully we have the right one for the right situation, and that's kind of the best that we can do. And otherwise we're hoping to create 8/8s, Emisizzles, and all this awesomeness. So anyway, that's basically it. So let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this one does for us, and wish me luck. Oh, side note too, Crackling Drake, I think you could also fit into this deck somewhere, but I wanted the Chemist's Insights that also discards his cards, draws cards for Riel, everything like that. The cycle ability works well with Riel as well on a few of the cards that we have it, and so I just didn't feel like we could quite squeeze it in, but I think you can bring in 1 or 2 copies and still have this deck really work. So that's another card if you're wanting to build this deck as well, is definitely something to consider. All right, this is looking like a pretty good hand here. I mean, we'd like more lands, but we have the Dorat, we have Riel, we get to start drawing cards, we have Cathartic Reunion to help us find stuff. We may even have to discard the Emisizzle just to draw us cards, but I mean, if we draw 5, we should be fine. All right, Temple of Epiphany. All right, we're going to keep the Ominous Seas. Even though we're looking for lands, that's a pretty good one, especially with Cathartic Reunion and Riel in hand. This will be good. All right, Vampire of the Dire Moon. All right. Shockin'. Honestly, Ominous Seas may not be as good against like a Death Touch type of deck. This might be a little bit more aggressive. We can go aggressive back. If they just have Death Touch stuff, we're going to run into removal. So let's go ahead and play the Ominous Seas past the turn. This is what we came to do. And it's going to be so fun. Dude, this Kraken art, I actually really like it a lot. It's pretty cool. Yep, it's sweet. Pestilent Spirit. All right, where's our removal? Give me removal. I can get up the Sprite Dragon, but I think that we want to slow them down maybe a little bit. Just kind of slow the game down. I can get out double Ominous Seas. Ominous Seas. Man, all the Death Touch. Is this like Death Touch tribal? Is there a Death Touch counter like Lord type of thing? We also might just need to go for card draw so we can hit a land here. So if we could discard maybe like Chemist's Insight, maybe the second Ominous Seas. All right, let's do this. All right, so discard Chemist's Insight. If we hit land, we can unsummon potentially. Let's just get rid of the other Ominous Seas. If we're going to Cathartic Reunion beforehand, I think this is better. All right, we hit lands. Perfect. Get some counters onto Ominous Seas, Island, and we'll pass the turn, unsummon on their turn after combat. Just trying to see if they were going to do anything else there. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and unsummon Pestilent Spirit. Getting up to 8 with this, I mean, all the Death Touch and Menace and stuff is going to make these 8/8s less good. But Fire of Prophecy is going to be pretty nice here. In fact, we're going to go Duret. Fire of Prophecy. Do we discard land here? I think we want to try maybe going for Emisizzle over Riel now. I mean, I know the deck is partly Riel as well, but I think at this point we get rid of the Riel. We go for more things. 2 tap lands. We'll get to Emisizzle, but it's a little bit slow. Okay, down to 20 past the turn. Swings in, lifelink, yep. Down to 15, up to 21. That's all good. Get up to 7 for Ominous Seas next turn. Murderous Rider. Down to 19. Phoenix. Well, that's the thing we can play. There's no reason to rush the rest of this right now. You know, if we can scry for an untapped land, that's going to be better. Another Phoenix. I mean, they're not posting a bunch of threats. If they have just like more removal, our Phoenixes are going to get the job done. So let's go ahead and swing in. I mean, we're going to get Kraken next turn. We slowed the game down enough that we should get enough value overall to win this. Valmire Knight. Yeah, more Death Touch. Death Touch is good, but we do have Flyers now, so Flyers are good. Yeah, just swing for 6. That will get the job done. Hard casting these isn't the ideal plan, but we don't have a ton of ways to discard them, honestly, in this deck. That is one of the big issues. We're not running like Thrill of Possibilities because Cathartic Reunion is just better. And we need more removal with how aggressive decks are right now. And so I know Thrill of Possibilities is amazing, all that jazz. Yep, swings in. We're not blocking with our 8/8 right now, especially while we're winning the race. They're thinking, oh, maybe I should have held back a blocker here. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, good game. All right, yeah. They'll Evercleave. That's cool. All right, let's make it Kraken before they concede. Activate ability. Swing in here. All right, you don't get to swing in, but we did create a Kraken. We are Kraken. And that was on turn like 7. So, I mean, like, it wasn't super fast, but we did it. Up against Zed Neo Zed. Bring it on. Ominous Seas, Fire of Prophecy. We don't have the green mana for Mythos. It's a little bit awkward. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent. That's also their... does it say creature we control if we don't have it? Instead, create a copy that's... These mythoses, the way they read is so funky. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so create a token that's a copy of target permanent. I know what it does, but it's like I'm trying to make sure I know the tweaks of it. If Teamer was spent to cast this spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that the token has when this permanent enters battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to one creature you don't control. So the basic thing is create a copy of target permanent. I was thinking that it was like target creature only if blah blah blah. So that's actually better than I thought it was. Because all of them have kind of a drawback unless you do it. This one, you just create copy of target permanent all the time. All right, that's really powerful. And we can totally copy their creature too, which is awesome. All right, we want to get an Ominous Seas down before we kill this. How bad are things gonna get? I'm gonna be a bit greedy. Ominous Seas first. Fire Prophecy probably is the better play to kill there, but guys, we came to do awesome things. That's what matters. I don't care if I'm in Mythic and I'm gonna lose stuff. We're here to have fun playing Magic. Alright, hero. Generals and Enforcers. Alright, human deck. They're getting lots of humans out. That's not great for us. And yeah, I really wish Fire of Prophecy was a discard spell. It would be so much better if we could just like discard stuff instead of draw a card. At least for this. Fire of Prophecy hits you see, it's not discard. It's really, really weird. I think we just want more removal, but if not, creatures aren't terrible. This can get pretty big. We could even play it in Mythos. Let's get rid of maybe just Arclight Phoenix. It's probably the worst card to just cast from hand fairly, and so we're looking for better things. Up to 2. Yeah, I think I should have just killed the hero. Kill Mythos, that's fine. Or yeah, Mythos the Ominous Seas. Down to 15. This is non-creature spell. All right, so we Dorat the Perfect Hit. Ominous Seas, number 2. We get Chemist's Insight for next turn, or Mythos onto here. We can block 1 point of damage. We're taking 3. I'm gonna go ahead and swing in, down to 16 past the turn. If they have like General Kudro, we don't get to block, and that's kind of not worthwhile. Yeah, there we go. All right. They're also exiling our graveyard, so this is another reason why what's his bucket? The Drake isn't as good. There is something to be said about just going into green and having like Rose Spiral to start actually ramping and Uro to draw a lot more cards. Like there is definitely something to be said about just doing that. A Triumph Land. I could create a copy of General Kudro. As well. I should have Chemist's Insight first to try to draw the card. This guy's indestructible at the moment, huh? All right, let's just... I think if we can get to a Kraken here, it's going to be the best thing for us. All right, draw a couple cards, pass the turn. No attacks. General Kudro can swing in indestructibly. Another Mythos. All right. Boo hiss. Swing in, we block here. Down to 4. Oh. Niv Mizzet would be nice. Sorry, no Niv Mizzet for us this turn. Let's go. I guess Arclight Phoenix. We can shock and block. Yeah, shock and block. That's the game plan. Pass the turn. We can kill the General's Enforcer. The counter on each thing. Oh no.
You realize I do not stand alone.
Oh, this is making it difficult.
I will.
Okay, they get attack in. We still get to kill the General's Enforcer and block General Kudro. We don't get to kill General Kudro, unfortunately. So, shock here. Throw the Dorat. They trade. Block here. Oh, man. A Johnny the Great-Hearted. Where did that come from? I mean, it's actually really good with this. I've not seen anyone else playing it, and good idea. But, now what do we do? Arclight Phoenixes aren't terrible things to kind of throw in the way, but we can't like swing at the Ajani here. Can't do much else. I could Chemist's Insight to try to hit something, but yeah, I guess we just have to throw out another blocker. That's all that we've got. Pass the turn for this turn. Niv Mizzet for the next turn will be nice, but they're gonna get more counters onto things. Elspeth. Put a bunch of human soldiers out.
Together we can exact justice.
Dude, I'm liking this deck. This is pretty nice. I think Abs and humans is better than Mardu, maybe. I didn't think about a Johnny and Cheville that way.
Light shall always conquer darkness.
All right, I think that we also need Flame Sweep in this deck now that I'm thinking about it. Huh. Yeah, that's game. All right, well, they just had a really good start and we didn't draw the removal early game. Tapped blue mana is a little bit awkward, but we're gonna go ahead and keep this hand. We have a lot of things that we like. Cathartic Reunion would be nice to draw one of these days. Luris. All right, this might be a little bit harder now. Oh, and they're going Abzan with it. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, we are going to go a little bit more on the aggro plan, I think, here. Down to 17 past the turn. Ominous Seas is great if we get to do fun things. All right. Omen of the Forge. Well, all right. Down to 18. Okay, Steeman's tapped. I guess we'll Ominous Seas. Pass the turn. I mean, if we hit the right stuff, we can do this fairly aggressively. Stormfist Crusader. I don't think we can go aggressive enough. Maybe. Phoenix, these are pretty good blockers as well. What do we like? They just swing a Stormfist Crusader though, and we take 3, maybe more. We'll go ahead and swing in. Down to 14 past the turn. I mean, if they can't put up enough damage for Arclight Phoenix, like the second Arclight Phoenix might be enough here. Potentially. Labyrinth Raptor. Huh. This is a very interesting deck. Just Mardu aggro. Down to 8. How much are we taking next turn? A lot and a half. Okay. We can't really block anything well. We do keep land on top. Niv-Mizzet is a potential way to win. No attacks past the turn. Down to 7. I don't think we can deal with this Labyrinth Raptor. Creatures control with menace. So they have 2 creatures that can hit in for 6. Then we're dead to the Stormfist Crusader. Now we're just dead. Because we can't block. I mean, we can block one of these guys, but everything else is, yeah, okay, good game. Wow, alright, this is a sweet deck. I mean, I guess we'd kill one of them. I hate that you can't double block onto those guys. That's so annoying. Like, that's how you're supposed to do it. Alright, sacrifice an Arclight Phoenix. Kill Labyrinth Raptor. We're definitely dead, but we get to play a Niv-Mizzet, and that's all that matters, right? I guess we could create a KRAKEN instead. Alright. Cathartic Reunion. I should have played the other Ominous Seas first. Cathartic Reunion. Land and Chemisters inside. I mean, we're doing fun stuff, but take a game. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was brutal. Alright, bringing in Flame Sweeps. Flame Sweeps might even be better than like Scorching Dragonfire here. So we'll take out the Scorching Dragonfires, go 3 copies, maybe take out... I don't even know what we take out. Maybe like an Unsummon. Maybe it's actually the Mythos of Aluna. I like the idea of it, but it's not amazing here. We'll go back up the Unsummon. There we go. All right, yeah, this feels a much better hand against an aggro deck. We can get rid of the Arclight Phoenix with Cathartic Reunion, and if it is a slower deck, we can also get rid of the Flame Sweeps. We'll keep the Opt. I think we actually Cathartic Reunion now. Get rid of an Arclight Phoenix and what? Flame Sweep probably now. Alright, Cathartic Reunion, Arclight Phoenix, Flame Sweep. Because now we're going to have enough spells potentially to bring it back. Okay, we do. We get the Ops, we get the Shocks. This is looking good. Risen Reef. Ooh, alright, perfect. Alright, Shack you. Opt. We are looking for lands now. Cathartic Reunions are great. Okay, there's a land. Opt. Yeah. We still have enough spells to be using that. We get to go pretty aggressive, actually, with that. Down to 17, past the turn. Let's just hope they don't get to the Reach Elemental. I could draw into an untapped land, potentially. Alright, Dorat. Just play it tapped. Let's get Scries. Unsummon. That does deal with Cavalier. The Cavalier is one of our biggest issues here. So if we can get rid of Cavalier for one turn, we can probably go wide enough to win. Neoform. Oh, okay. This is different than I was expecting. Maybe. Risen Reef. Alright, play this tapped. Fire Prophecy on Risen Reef. Flame Sweep can go to the bottom now. Ooh, Omniscience. Alright, swing in for 6. Down to 7, past the turn. Alright, I like the Flame Sweeps. Even in a deck or hand where like we didn't end up using it, I feel like we can get rid of them really easily with the different things that we have. Fire Prophecy, Cathartic Reading can help us get rid of cards when they're not useful pretty well. Up to 8, we have Unsummon and Cathartic Reunion for the win. Another Arclight Phoenix also for the win. Let's see. Arclight, Unsummon. Game over. Yep. All right, that felt much better. All right, yeah, I'm liking the Flame Sweeps. Up against Grunts. I like the lands that we can actually bring stuff in on tap. We're on the draw, so we could hit something like, if we hit a Cathartic Reunion, this is a busted hand. I don't think because we don't have it though. All right, this is better. Drop the Emisizzle. Yeah, Emisizzle. We'd love to get Tia, but we're not going to take the time to do it. Okay, Fires of Invention. How do we beat this deck? I think we have to be a little bit more aggro with this one. Which, I mean, if we get the door out to stay alive for a while, this is really good. We'll keep Chemist's Insight. We're going to Cathartic Reunion, Flame Sweep. And maybe that for next turn. Actually, we're going to Dorat first. Okay, Dorat. We know they have Sphinx of Foresight, but if we can get this guy big enough, I mean, we know that they have like Deafening Clarion. That's probably going to be their worst thing here. They also have Stomps. Teferi. Teferi's also annoying.
Sorry I'm late.
We get to kill Teferi with that.
I'll protect you.
But then they start doing Fires of Invention type of things. Yeah, I think this was just a little bit too slow. Being on the draw, and so we can have the hope that they just won't have the Fires of Invention. That's like the best possible thing. Okay, they don't have it. All right, we're good. Unsummon. Let's go Dorat. Unsummon Sphinx. Swing in for 4. All right. This is feeling pretty good now. Swing in. Down to 15, past the turn. If they don't have Fires of Invention, we have a shot. Doofus. They have a land. Oh, brutal. That was just rude. Alright, Cathartic Reunion. Drop, drop. Drop it like it's hot. Lands. Okie dokie then. No, I guess we opt for a land. Yeah, okay, we'll keep that. No Arclight Phoenixes, unfortunately. See, Ominous Seas and having a bunch of 8/8s might be able to do something here, but once they go crazy, it's so difficult. If we have an Arclight Phoenix, we can discard here, maybe hit land and unsummon. We won't have enough to do much else. We can cast Evidence and Speed, though. They can't really do much there. Flame Sweep, yay. Fire Prophecy, kill one of them. Alright, we'll just do that. We need to draw cards. Alright, Fire Prophecy, we're in on this plan. We'll get the door up for the next turn. Drop, shock. We're off. Dude, no lands. We have lots of lands in our deck. Alright. MTG Assistant is struggling right now. I was trying to see how many we have. I'm guessing we have about like a 50% chance of hitting every turn at this point. Especially because, I mean, a lot of stuff at the bottom of our deck as well, we know. So, I mean, like, those ones don't count in the percentages. All right, Cavalier Flame swinging in for, is this lethal? 6. I think they're 1 off of lethal. Never mind, they got it. A good game. Oh, ouch. Ouchie McGouchies. That's a bad one. Camonin. Bring it on, Camonin. We get turn 2 Ominous Seas into potentially Riel. We're on the draw. I want to keep it. We have decent removal. Oh, we are up against Luris as well, so Flame Sweep's going to be nice. Beam Vents. If they have an enchantment... Alright. We're going to play it tapped. Hope that Flame Sweep is enough. Yeah, if we can Ominous Seas turn 2... Oh, they have 3 toughness things? That's weird. Alright, Ominous Seas. Pass the turn. We want to see Luris come out. Alright, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is grand. Alright, pass the turn. We can do this instant speed, so... Alright. Flame Sweep now. Yep. Oh, okay, this is beautiful. That's about as good as it gets. Alright, they can sacrifice a creature to gain life, lose life, everything like that. So they might just sacrifice both these guys for now. That's fine. This is actually a pretty good card with Luris. For 1 mana, man, that actually should be going into Orzhov Aristocrats. Because paying 1 to get the trigger is not bad, especially once you have like a Luminous Broodmoth and get to untap or something. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, do we go aggressive or do we just put out a big blocker and potentially unsummon? Let's go ahead and get out Riel out. We've not played Riel, and that is the other thing we're trying to do in this deck. It's a 1/3. We will pass the turn. Luris went on top of their deck. Mire's Grasp. We have another one, so that's fine. All right. Now we'll go ahead and unsummon. Replays it. That's cool. Arclight Phoenix is pretty nice because we can block pretty effectively as well. We can block here as well, though. All right, so play Riel, pass the turn. How do they get it back on top of their library? Or, yeah, how did they get it back in hand? Kaya's ghost form? I missed that. All right. They have all the Mire's Grass, and with this dude, that's really annoying. Down to 13. We'll just unsummon this, I guess. Slow them down a little bit more. A Arclight Phoenix. They have Luris and... Alright, we're going to attack in. They have Luris Mire's Grasp. I'm actually debating if I almost want to just keep this back for the next turn as well, in case we can string a few things together to get back Arclight Phoenix. But if we can just run into like Flame Sweeps and stuff... Alright, we'll pass the turn. We could also hit like land into Emisizzle potentially. Like, being able to create an 8/8 would be a big deal here. We'll take the 1. Down to 12. Luris. Kaya's ghost form onto Luris. Scared him like it was an unsummon. Not a land. Another Ominous Seas. We can cycle to get that to that quicker. Chemist's Insight. Alright, Chemist's Insight. So at this point, do I want double Ominous Seas? I don't think so. We get to draw 2 cards. I don't think it's going to be fast enough. I think they're going to have to deal with this. They get Mire's Grass each turn, so they can kill them every 3 turns. Actually, they only have 2 of them, so they don't actually get to kill it. We'll play the Dorat first. Swing in here. Their obvious best play is the Mire's Grasp. We still have a good blocker, so they're not going to swing with Luris or probably anything. So, I mean, we get in for damage while we can. I think that's the best play. Down to 17 past the turn. They may even kill the Dorat over the Arclight Phoenix because this can get out of range quicker. And this can come back. We have enough mana to Ominous Seas and Chemist's Insight again with a discarding something. Yeah, so they put onto the Dorat. All right. Which is Sprite Dragon, by the way. I wish I would like show the alternate art here or something. Backs in. Are they gonna have a way to give stuff Death Touch? Okay, we're gonna block. If they have a way to give things Death Touch, it's really annoying. Oh, they can sacrifice itself. All right, that's fine. Down to 11. Now you have to deal with an 8/8. Oh, all right, that's... Dude, this deck is everything. And they get Death Touch, Menace, Lifelink. Oh my gosh, all right. Okay, Ominous Seas. Number 2. This is basically what we've got. Chemist's Insight. Discard. Draw. We have a Death Touch. Flame Sweep almost does something for us. I mean, getting rid of Luris for a little bit. You get Myers Grasp again, the Arclight Phoenix. So we swing it with Arclight Phoenix. Pass the turn. We'll take the 1 from this guy all day. We'll take the 1 from that, I guess. The nice thing about Myers Grasp and Hateful Eidolon is that attaching it onto here, they get to draw a card as well. It's so busted. Really liking this deck, though. This is just mono black. No blocks. Flame Sweep will at least be helpful. If we can double Flame Sweep to kill Lurrus completely, that would be amazing. Yeah, just plays it out. We get a 5/5 now. Okay, draw a card. That's not a great card. Do we cycle this one? I think we do. So let's cycle to try to find something better. Auto pay. Arclight Phoenix. So we can instant speed Flame Sweep. So pass the turn. Which means the other Myers Grasp actually kills this guy. Oops. Uh-oh. Man, yeah, and then they just get to play Kai's Ghost Form back onto Lurrus. Man, this is a hard lock. You can't do much against it unless you have like a way to make sure it gets exiled. But even Kai's Ghost Form deals with the exile as well. How did they get it back? I'm still trying to figure it out because I killed it in response to the Kai's Ghost Form coming out. Was it a Call of the Delta? I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. Oh, they didn't. Oh, I guess that was really weird. Okay, yeah, they sacked it in response. Oh my goodness. Okay, that won us the game right there. That was a little bit ridiculous. All right, sweet. We will take it. We get to Castle Embra. Just in case they can somehow come back from this, because this deck has been crazy resilient. All right, I'm glad they made a mistake, because that's what we needed to have a shot. All right, down to 15 past the turn. We'll keep our... Oh, I guess it's Death Toucher. I should have just got rid of it. I'm not going to swing in, though. Yeah, a couple more tokens on there. All right, man, that was... Whew, what a game. If they hadn't made that mistake, I think we still could have won, but it would have been a lot. It still would have been really close. All right, after all is said and done, we had a 50% win rate with this one. I think adding the Flame Sweeps helped our win rate against the more aggro matchups, and I think we still have enough stuff to deal with everything else. And all of these decks, of course, I've not like completely fine-tuned necessarily, but I think you can, I mean, obviously you can win games and get up to Mythic potentially with this deck. And so I think it's powerful. I think it's good. I think it's it has a lot of older cards as well, so you're not playing with a bunch of new stuff. Only 2 Mythics, so it's not terrible to get those as well. And honestly, Riel, we never got kind of the combo with Ominous Seas there, but we got to see a lot of Krakens, and Cathartic Reunion is just a really good card. It is so powerful. Love the card for sure. I like the one Shark Typhoon. You guys didn't get to see games with it, but when I was testing it, being able to cycle this into a 4/4 every once in a while, or just getting it out and having a bunch of 1/1 sharks because of all of our cheap spells is actually really, really powerful. And so I love the Shark Typhoon as a 1-of. I think it's good. It's kind of like almost the same power level as Niv Mizzet, but it's a little bit more like resilient because enchantments versus creatures, kind of. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.